Truth should always be able to stand on its own.
People deified the culture, their culture anyway. And Christianity, especially in the form that it took after 325 AD, is in the formation of European thought and thinking and ideation. And therefore, it deifies European culture and it oppresses Black culture. For the last 2,000 years, since Christianity has been here, has been one of the worst periods for African people, for Black folk. Remember, we're the oldest people on the planet. And so we have thousands upon thousands of years of freedom and liberation of our civilizations. We civilized this earth. And therefore, we have all of the proven, just not statistics, but just all of the proven history and culture of the most spiritual people on the planet, which is us. And once we came up under the guard of another culture, of another people, we began to take on the trappings of those folks and believing in things that, though it comes from us, it was bastardized by them. And we have been professing and going by the bastardized form that was created by you.
We have here these two men who are coming. There's four men. Two of them are believers, Christian believers, and two of them believe that Christianity was created for the white man. It's by the white man. It's a white man's religion.
The Black church, as it exists today, represents an ideology that is, from my perspective, convoluted. The brothers have done a great job of expressing that there are two, is what I understood. There are two versions of the Bible. There is the one that is whitewashed. There is the one that is embraced and inspired by an inspired African people. And I'm saying, when you look at our predicament that we're in today, I've only asked the question, I think, 3 times at this point. And I think Brother Jerome did a great job of expressing, if you do these things, these are the fruits of those acts. But Jared asked the question, or rephrased the question that I have. So the way I would answer the question is by getting clarity as to where is this profound Black neighborhood? Where is this profound Black city? Where is this profound Black side of town? Where are these profound Black people? When our brother expressed about Christians revolting, and he asked me a question and I answered, I guess he just didn't accept my answer when I mentioned the Haitian Revolution. And the solution is simply being an African in its entirety. That is actually the solution, our African culture. But the thing that I'm hearing in the fullness of the conversation is that I've been trying to express the shortcomings of one and the other deserving the opportunity for us to pursue. As African people, we deserve the right to pursue an African alternative.
So you heard all that. And my question would be, that would be in America. America affords you the right to practice whatever kind of African religion that you want to practice. Nobody's stopping you. You can't do that in some countries. You can't, that is not allowed. America, built on Judeo-Christian principles, you can practice your religion here and still use our Judeo-Christian system. How about that? I don't even know. And it actually still work for you. Then you're gonna have to struggle with some stuff there. But you can practice. He's like, America does. I mean, Black people deserve the right to practice. Basically some kind of African. And the thing about it is, there are so many different African spiritualisms There's not one African religion. They have different, it's not one thing. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because the idolatry of race is so prevalent, because it makes Black people think that you are somehow different from every other group in the world, particularly those that come from the United States of America or those who have migrated to the United States of America.
And I think we still didn't get an answer on this, brothers, and I apologize. But where's the great Christian civilization? We have great Christian individuals. You two brothers are great Christian individuals. I'll give it up to you. But where is the great civilization of Christianity?
That would be America. Where Black people, some who came here as slaves, turned around and became millionaires. That happened right here in America. But you're so hung up on the skin color that you can't even see that these people were practicing Christianity and thriving. When they were practicing y'all stuff, a whole bunch of this other stuff, they didn't thrive. In the same way that Africa today as a continent are practicing all this other kind of stuff, and they're not right, because you have to, the government structure itself in America was built on Judeo-Christian principles. It wasn't just the people practicing Christianity and the nation not using those principles as well. Has America done it perfectly? Absolutely not. And here's my beef. Everybody seems to want Christianity to be practiced perfectly. Well, I'm sorry. The kingdom of God is not coming until Jesus comes back. He's in its fullness. So you're not going to have that perfection, sir, or anybody who thinks that Christianity, when you look throughout history, that they're, because it is the truth, that the people are going to practice it perfectly. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. That's why we needed a savior. That is the whole point. That's why Jesus had to do what he did, because there was no one who could fulfill the holiness that it takes to be next to a holy God. But see, I don't even know if these people understand, have an idea of holiness, or having something so pure and sacred. I don't know if they understand that type of God, because they're, African spiritualism, they're looking back to the ancestors. They're looking back to imperfect people. How you gonna look to imperfect people and get perfection? What? No, it is because Black Americans have embraced these ideas in some part and were able to thrive. And you see it when we left those ideas primarily in the 60s, when we abandoned the family part, because God established family, he established government, and he established the church. When Black people abandoned, we held on to the government piece. Oh, we love the government. We want the free stuff that this government has begun to give out, which that's not a part of God's system. That's American deviating from God's plan. But when it is that system, it is the Judeo-Christian system that afforded Black Americans to become the most successful people in the entire world. So where are these successful Blacks who practice Christianity? It's in America.
Respectfully, you brothers are disingenuous about what it is that you're espousing. You see, for in one hand to say that you concede to the whitewashing of the Bible, and
no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You concede that the Bible, there are portions of it that's been whitewashed.
No, he didn't say that.
No. I only reason I'm interrupting because I want you to quote me right. I'm
Please
saying,
clarify.
yeah, I'm saying they whitewash history by trying to present all of them, but now we have the actual history. That's why
Okay.
in my book I have
The
the
history of
footnotes
what?
and stuff
The history of what?
of Christianity and Judaism.
Okay, but the history of Christianity and Judaism, you said it was whitewashed. Okay, so I still say that you all are disingenuous because of the thing that I mentioned earlier. Like for our brother Damon to say that it matters the race of Jesus, for historical accuracy, and then to say, but it relates to a theological concept. Where else in history, in the concept of truth, can you be accurate and truthful about the history of something, but theologically that accuracy does not matter? See, the reason why again I say it's disingenuous is because it would seem to mean that from you all's argument that there is a version of Christianity that black people somewhere have, and that is liberating them from the conditions that they live in all over this world and have been living in all over this world. Because it's clear that everywhere we are and we're at the bottom, the prevailing religion is Christianity.
This is so crazy because Black Americans thrive. We're the most successful Black people in the entire world in a Christian nation. Now, whether the Black people want to realize that, now that's on them. But you can't blame Jesus for that. You can't blame Jesus because you don't want to abide by what he tells you to abide by. This guy is literally trying to say, he said, because the question was, does what Jesus look like matter? Does it matter, like, if he's painted white or black? And one of the Christian brothers said that historically it matters because of the accuracy. Like, you don't want a blonde haired, blue eyed guy being presented um when he didn't come from an area that wouldn't have made him blonde hair and blue eyed. Okay, understood that. And then he goes on to say, what part of history could there be where there was a blonde hair and blue eyed, or where the history can be accurate, but theologically it can be inaccurate? How about slavery in America? How about that? Factually, America had slaves. Factually, America said that they were a Judeo-Christian nation. So historically, that's a fact. Theologically, they were not abiding by Christian principles. They were not abiding by the Christian rules. So historically, yes, no, they were not. Historically, yes, this was a Judeo-Christian nation. Were they abiding by those things in America? By those principles? By having slaves? That's just one thing? No, they did not. So historically, yes, something can be true, and then also theologically, it can be not true. So you're ruining your own argument, sir. Oh, I would love to talk to these people. And the other question I would ask this man, what is your idea? What does liberation look like to you? And I think they tried to ask him that on this, but he could never answer. I mean, they didn't actually really directly ask him. I would love to ask him, what does liberation look like? Because Black people in America can literally do anything we want. We can literally do anything we want to do, even those that came out of slavery. And the whole thing about slavery is so convoluted because we think we have one idea of what it was, and we think, well, they were just brutalized and then there were free people. Like, there's so much in between.
People deified the culture, their culture anyway. And Christianity, especially in the form that it took after 325 AD, is in the formation of European thought and thinking and ideation. And therefore, it deifies European culture and it oppresses Black culture. For the last 2,000 years, since Christianity has been here, has been one of the worst periods for African people, for Black folk. Remember, we're the oldest people on the planet. And so we have thousands upon thousands of years of freedom and liberation of our civilizations. We civilized this earth. And therefore, we have all of the proven, just not statistics, but just all of the proven history and culture of the most spiritual people on the planet, which is us. And once we came up under the guard of another culture, of another people, we began to take on the trappings of those folks and believing in things that, though it comes from us, it was bastardized by them. And we have been professing and going by the bastardized form that was created by Europeans.
Wrong, wrong, wrong. These Pan-Africanists or Hoteps or whatever they want to call themselves, you will see that they have not only a historical problem that they can't seem to find any instances throughout all of human history where their system actually created prosperity for a large group of people, that they could actually replicate that system in other places where everybody could survive. Because my God says that whosoever will, let them come. God is the same today, yesterday, and forevermore. Okay? So it doesn't matter what the people do. Is the word, are those who follow this word, are they succeeding? That's the question that you need to be asking, sir. Because you can't look at the religion and then look at the people and say, well, they, look at the people who didn't do it right and say, well, see, yeah, Christianity is terrible. It's wrong. And if your African spiritualism or whatever you practice, if it's so great, the world is open up. Why didn't we see African spiritualism take off around the world? Nobody stopped you, and y'all's is gods and queens and earths and kings and all of that. So what would have stopped you? You're a god. You say that you are gods because you were first, and the black man and the black woman. We got the most information. We were here the longest. We know all of this stuff. Okay, well, why couldn't you put it into practice since you so great and wonderful? Why couldn't you put it into practice? Oh, because the white man stopped you? Okay. Yeah.
Sure. Is Christianity a white man's religion? So my answer is no, it's a white man's culture. Okay. And the culture of Europeans have been deified by African people. And in turn, we worship their culture as religion. Okay. So now, does Christianity liberate or oppress blacks? I think my opening statement, addresses that. Clearly, every statistic that we have about the black family, black economics, black health, and so on and so on and so on, have occurred under the overwhelming influence of our religious relationship to Christianity. So have we been liberated using Christianity? And the answer is statistically no.
That is so stupid. I'm so sorry. That is so dumb. Because I could say this, okay, well, I see some Hutus and Tutus and the Africans, people running around Africa, and they not Christian, and they killing each other and doing all kind of foolishness. Just because people have free will. They can go out and do whatever they want to do. And they can still turn around and say, oh, yes, I'm an African spiritualist. Before Christianity, that's what people did. Christianity civilized the world, not African spiritualism. Read your history. Christianity civilized the world. That's what happened. This idea that somehow your skin color gives you some ethnic Gnosticism, your skin color gives you the privilege to, have carte blanche on spirituality is bogus, because Adam and Eve were right there in Africa and they screwed it up. They did. So that dog won't hunt. What we don't get is that when God said, "Let us make man in our image," he wasn't just talking about Black people. Okay? He was talking about humanity. And the moment you try to separate yourself from all of humanity, whether it be by your skin color or your culture or your this or that, when you start to try to make like you are some type of different human being, you're already wrong. You're already going wrong. Those are my thoughts on this. Let me know what you think about what I think in the comment section below. Please like this video, share this video out. We need to have more conversations like this, because I am so sick and tired of this black white narrative, especially when it comes about our beautiful and wonderful, true and only living God. Bye-bye.